This is Drink Talk, where we try to solve the world's problems one drink at a time. Every other week in this podcast, we talk about the topics of today and tomorrow while highlighting and enjoying beer, spirits, and wine from around the world and also crafted locally. Join us. We are your hosts, Brian and Britt. Cheers.
All right, gentlemen.
Hey.
We are live here at Inkwell.
The second time at Inkwell, here 87th and Pacific.
That you are.
Countryside Village, small town in the city. You should check this place out.
I know.
You know, while we're here too would be great.
Right,
So
yeah.
just
Come on by.
Come on by. We do have some patrons here. Some on the mic, some not.
Yep.
Well, you know us. You know Tyler if you've paid attention to the show before, but you may not know this guy over here, Will, unless you get awesome haircuts over at Dennis and Dahlman, who also works here too. So, Will, say hi.
Hello.
Oh, his mic's not on. Oh dear.
Should be on.
Talk to the AV guy. Well, having some technical difficulties.
Oh, hit the switch on it.
There you go.
Hit the switches.
That's where I start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
There we go. Hey.
Bravo.
All right.
And we've also got one more.
Yeah, we've got Tom over here.
Tom, you want to bring that mic up a little closer to you?
Did you want to say hi on the mic?
Hello.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Little bit.
Got it going.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready.
Yeah.
All right.
We're live. We're ready to go. We're going to talk about this
everyone
stuff, and we're going to drink about this stuff.
There you
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I was looking back on the history, and it seems that we're going to be going live from here like every third holiday. Is that what we're going to?
Yeah,
pretty much
it works for me.
Yeah, we did Halloween here. Now we're doing Valentine's Day here,
So,
which
yeah,
is a
like
couple days later.
4th of July, maybe. I don't
There we
know.
go. We gotta skip a few. Yeah.
I don't know what's up next.
Also this week going on, it started Friday if you are in the Omaha area, is Omaha Beer Week. Started on Friday, February 15th, goes to February 24th. If you have not participated in that, you should go to omahabeerweek.com and check it out. They've got things going on every single day. Saturday you missed because there was a lot of stuff going on, but that was yesterday.
A lot of snow going on.
A lot of snow going on, so I'm hoping that didn't hinder too much the festivities.
I saw that the buses were out. They were shoveling around. They weren't messing around.
You're talking about on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Okay, so I popped into the Casual Pint on Saturday, and there wasn't a place that you could sit whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, I'm
I
sure.
kind of got my beer and I got out. It's like, don't need to be here too
Luckily,
long.
you got the beer, right? So
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. But the other thing that happened this week was Valentine's Day on Thursday. So hopefully all you people out there remembered what day that was and got your stuff for your significant other.
We celebrated a singles awareness night.
Nice, very nice.
Had a let's see, a Four Roses single barrel special.
Hey, all
All
right.
single malt scotch was a half or 20% off, and then we had a Kettle One special.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love the way you think, how you tie everything into the.
Right.
Yeah, we used to do that, and it just got to be to the point where that's a lot of thinking.
Yeah. You know.
Which well done on that. Thank you.
I got one thing to think about, and that's bars and drinks. So
Well, you know your stuff for
I know.
sure. So again, you should come down to Inkwell and check out Tyler and get his vast knowledge of drinks and order something awesome because everything here is.
If you've never been here to Inkwell before, they are on the very front side of the Countryside Village, a small town in a city.
Yep.
If you guys don't know where that is, if you know where West Side is, what are we?
87th and Pacific.
Yeah,
87th and Pacific.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep. So Valentine's Day, I think Britt had a little take on that one. Is it the season of love or is it a commercialized holiday?
It is.
Well, real quick, should we get some drinks in
yes.
our
Yeah.
hands? I mean, I feel like you guys are looking thirsty.
We are.
Yes, I am.
So,
Why?
we'll get
Thank you for
started with
bringing it back to the true nature of things
we
here.
got some drinks going on.
Man, must be I'm off today, I guess. So.
Right? I mean,
Thank you,
yeah,
Tom.
I mean, drink talk. You got to be drinking and talking.
Exactly.
Right?
So what is the first drink that
so
we're going to
first
have?
one, we're just going to do our standard old fashioned here, but
Which is fantastic, and that's what you're known for here.
in the vein of the holiday spirit, we're going to do it with some Four Roses.
Nice.
So you got the roses and it's a single barrel. So
Hey.
for all us singles out there.
Very nice.
So for those who are not familiar, the way we like to do it is a sugar cube. Angostura bitters, some soda water so that sugar can bind to the alcohol, and then we'll use our Four Roses bourbon, get it nice and cold, and then zest some orange and lemon over the top. So I'll get to that, and then...
Yeah, I'm anxious to try the Four Roses. There's been a lot of people posting on that. So is it newly distributed to Omaha? Because I've been seeing a lot of chatter about it here recently.
No, Four Roses, I mean... Ever since I've moved here, it's been on the market. So.
Interesting. I've been wanting to try it, so this is going to be a bit of all right for me. I'm happy.
Now, that's kind of interesting that you put the bitters in there first with the sugar cube. A lot of times I see people make the drinks. Bitters is kind of like the last thing they put in, and then they stir it up. So that's kind of interesting that you put that in there first.
And I've never seen soda water before either.
Right, yeah. I mean, some people just use regular water. My philosophy with bitters, or any ingredients I'm putting in the way I like to train everyone who works with me, is we start from cheapest to most expensive.
Hey,
so if you guys were to change your mind right now,
you're not out too much.
Yeah, I've just wasted a sugar cube and a couple dashes of bitters. If I started with 2 ounces of Four Roses, I'm out.
Exactly.
$2.50 right there.
You want to get some music going there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
You get some
background music
with the background that's going on here.
Exactly. Kind of drowns the background out.
Yeah. There we go. It's going. So, yeah, I like the tie-in here with the Four Roses and all that. I went out to see a buddy of mine play out at the Skybox last night, or on Friday night.
Oh, yeah, you went and saw Josh
playing out at the Skybox, and the Roses guy was out there handing out roses. I think they were like $5 a pop. So there was he was selling like hotcakes out there.
Oh, I was hoping it was like a Four Roses rep handing out shots.
Have you not met?
I don't believe I have. I know the Rose guy in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. I know him there.
So we have one here.
Yeah, it's a very short gentleman. Mm-hmm. He walks around with the saddest face on him as possible. He gives you the stare of death. If you're there with your significant other, and you don't buy a rose, he gives you the shamest look ever. So, yeah.
Yep.
But he's a good guy. He's a nice guy.
Thank you, sir.
So I don't want to put him down. I mean, the man's got a profession, so, Apparently he sells enough roses that he drives a Mercedes, so.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I need to get in the rose
business.
Yeah.
Yep. Cheers to this.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Tom. Oh, Tom's looking a little empty there.
I'm on it.
All right. See, I'm off the clock right now, so I'm just here hanging out with you guys.
Oh.
Unlike last time when I was stuck working the whole time.
This is very smooth. I'm used to a rye bourbon. Is this a small batch, not rye?
It would be tough to have a rye bourbon.
Yeah, there are out there, but
yeah, you got have like a bow rye going on. Yeah. High West is a good one. So that's just a bourbon. Yep. It's not a rye.
Yeah, the rye whiskey's like I just get the Michter's rye.
Yeah, a little bit spicier.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little smoother.
This
is
very smooth. I like it.
For the smell, I mean, usually when you're having an old fashioned of sorts, you're gonna get the alcohol, the booze, the smell of that. This you don't even taste. You don't even smell it. It's all lemon, lime.
That's
citrus.
the expressed peels over the top kind of takes away that bite. I'm not so much into muddling a bunch of fruit into my old fashions. I like to let the whiskey speak for itself, but you gotta take off a little bit of the edge with that expressed orange and lime. Speaking of which,
excuse me,
or orange and lemon.
Right.
The sweetness comes through a little bit more on this one. Not like overly so. Just it is a well balanced drink, but the sweetness from other old fashions that I've had.
Right.
Probably because I get the Michter's rye, and that cuts through a lot of that sweetness.
Or I mean, a lot of times in old fashioned, they're going to use, not a lower grade perhaps, but more towards a well bourbon. They are going to be the more refined, higher end stuff.
Like the Bullet.
Yeah.
Like a Bullet. Which is not. I mean, they have some good bullets.
Yep.
No, I really enjoy it. This is fantastic.
That's a great way to start.
Yes.
Definitely a great way to start.
We're off to a good start then.
Getting back into the talk, Brian was kind of pointing it over to me as an oversaturated holiday. I do believe that it is more of an oversaturated holiday nowadays. I mean, I went to Walmart because I don't shop there very often, but I had a Walmart gift card, so I might as well go shop at Walmart.
Yeah.
And we just needed a few things. Some peanut butter and jelly, a loaf of bread, some minor detail stuff. But the very first thing I saw when I walked in there, and mind you, it was Valentine's Day when I walked in there, was I think they took out the entire center aisle from the grocery side to the clothing side.
Mm-hmm.
The whole entire aisle was roses, flowers, candies, and it was like, Brian, I think we're getting a double redundancy here. You might have your volume on here. I kind of hear myself talking. There you go.
Sorry about that.
There we go. Much better.
Mucho better.
Anyway, it was like men were flocked there. That's what they needed to do. They had to get the roses. They had to get the flowers. It was. It's a pushed-on holiday. It's you know what I got my wife. I got her.
Do I want to know?
Well, I got her one flower. I got her one, not a bunch, but I got her one flower, and it was nice. But that's all she needed. She didn't. I brought home peanut butter and jelly and bread.
There you go.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And a bag of flour.
Yeah. Now Tom over here, he was saying to me before the talk that he used to be, among many other things, chief of which a Marine. I'm not going to say former because once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. But you were a florist also, right?
What?
So, or you owned a florist shop. Now, is Valentine's Day is that your Super Bowl as a florist?
I hated it.
Just so busy? Is that what it?
Yes, it always snowed. There was ice. Very hard to deliver, and don't want to go there on that. But don't. Thank God I'm not in the business anymore.
How did it compare to Mother's Day? Which gets more flowers, Mother's Day or Valentine's Day?
Mother's Day.
Okay, well, good, because moms need that.
You got like chocolate and stuff to contend with the flowers.
That's true.
Day.
That's true. Or other things.
Or
that we
meals, or novelty gifts.
Yes.
But, yeah, Mother's Day. You just
well
get
said.
flowers.
Novelty gifts.
Right,
There we go. We'll go with novelty gifts. No, I think Britt's right. Well, hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Yeah.
You want to talk on the mic or something?
We're talking to the whole wide world.
Talk about love?
Yep. We got a podcast going on.
Yeah.
So,
Drink talk.
yeah.
Solving the world's problems one drink at a time.
That's the nice thing about going live in a bar. Anything can happen.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
What are you guys doing
Brian, we
over
get
there?
to be on the radio.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Have a good night.
Yep. No, I think it has become a little over commercialized. I mean, it's a nice reminder, but you shouldn't need a reminder to love your significant other.
No, you shouldn't need a reminder at all. But I mean, the next big grab of money that corporate gets from you after Christmas is Valentine's Day.
I guess it was too long of a stretch to. We got the St. Patty's Day, but that's not really. I mean, people are buying alcohol.
Yeah,
but,
that's not going to be the corporate world.
So there was too much of a stretch between Christmas and
4th of July, I guess.
yeah,
I don't know.
Memorial Day.
I don't know. I don't think that one's up there.
No. I'm trying to think of one where you just buy a bunch of stuff, but that's.
I think you're waiting.
Well, Halloween, you buy a bunch of candy and stuff. So
Well, yeah, but that's a huge stretch from Christmas to
is a
Halloween.
huge stretch.
Yep. Well, 2 months.
Fireworks, I mean, 4th of July.
Well, I mean the other way, coming from the other direction.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
sure.
I think 4th of July.
There you go. We'll go with that.
Yeah, why not?
So, as a bar owner, I mean, you tend to probably see a lot of people in love.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
searching for love in all the wrong places.
A lot of Tinder dates.
Yeah, you get good fair amount of Tinder dates. We tend to have a little bit of a more mature clientele here, so we don't get a whole lot of the people that are probably on those sites, but they come in and pretty easy to spot.
I was just going to ask you, is it one of those?
What's the giveaway?
Usually the awkward hug hello, and then you can just tell they're completely trying to figure out who each other are the entire time.
Yeah, sizing each other up while
Yeah,
having a
yeah.
conversation, a
Yeah.
pleasant conversation.
You're really going to order that?
Yeah.
You're really going to order that?
Yeah, so not a ton of that kind of stuff in this market here, but
Any advice for those Tinder daters that want to go unnoticed at a bar?
sit far away from the bar. Don't sit at the bar.
That gets more awkward.
Yeah. It could be a good thing for them. You get the bartender involved in the conversation, and there's been
Might
times,
smooth things over a little bit.
And plus, we can make sure nothing weird's going on.
Right?
Yeah, there's all those like code words for the bartender if something's going weird with the date. I think it's called a Blue Angel shot.
Oh
or
yeah,
like that.
yeah. The safe words.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They teach you that in bartending school, or is that just
Yeah, at the bartending academy I attended
in Worcestershire, England, right?
Durham, North Carolina.
In Ted's basement.
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
That I attended in college on the other side of the bar.
Yeah, I always kind of wondered how they got the word out to bartenders that there's safe words for Tinder dates.
Right. Yeah. Usually, hey, get this creep away from me can usually work.
Well, if they're sitting at the bar,
Yeah.
Well, and
they
that's
might want to be more subtle.
That's another thing. You want to start your relationship off not facing each other. When you sit at the bar, I mean, you got to face the bartender. So
Yeah.
you're constantly looking over to the side. I don't know. Sitting at a table across from each other, that's kind of how you would want to start a relationship.
It breaks up the scenery a little bit. You can turn to the side, you can turn forward. You don't have to stare at them the whole time.
Watch whatever's game is on.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, be distracted by other things. So, I had some quotes since we're going to be talking about the meaning of love, and from different aspects of love and relationships and all that in this season. The first one that I really liked was from Keanu Reeves, and I don't know if you've seen this one. It's kind of floated around as a meme. And he said, someone told me the other day that he felt bad for single people because they're lonely all the time. I told him that's not true. I'm single and I don't feel lonely. I take myself out to eat. I buy myself clothes. I have a great time by myself. Once you know how to take care of yourself, company becomes an option, not a necessity.
Well put.
I kind of dig that.
I don't know if that was supposed to be deep or if he's just mocking the whole idea. But
I kind of dig it. It speaks to that really you need to love yourself first before you can love other people. 'Cause
Right.
if you got some internal stuff going on, which we all do, right?
a little bit.
That's why we come to the bar to drown those in sorrow, right?
Oh, well, that's the reason.
One of the many.
Got it.
Fantastic drinks are another.
Yeah.
Just like, I like drinks.
That's the reason I go.
It's hard for me to take a Keanu Reeves quote too seriously after Bill and Ted. It's just.
Which is coming back. They're doing another one.
See, that's unfortunate. They shouldn't do that.
They should stop it too.
I do respect the way the man lives, though. I believe he lives up in Canada, not in like a humongous mansion.
Gives a lot away.
He takes public transportation, gives a lot of money away. I mean, I kind of respect that kind of actor that
Him as a
isn't-
person.
Yeah. I mean, I got to meet him once at a bar I worked at in L.A. He came in.
Was it early on in his career, or was it?
No, this was probably about 3 years ago.
Oh wow! So he made
Yeah.
it big. That's after the first John Wick. And,
Yeah.
Nice.
He came in, super cool guy. Drank I think 5 double Johnny Walker Blues.
Nice.
On the way out, gave me the hang loose and took off.
Nice. That's your claim to stardom right there.
Right,
Rubbing
yeah.
elbows with the stars.
Yeah. I'm slinging drinks to him at least.
Oh, you actually made him the drink?
Yeah, he came
Oh.
to the bar to
Okay.
drink at the bar we
Well,
were working at.
I didn't know if you were just a patron
Oh
at that
no,
point.
no, I'm not fancy enough to drink in places where Keanu Reeves would drink.
Where people drink
I was
Johnny
I
Walker
was
Blue.
the help.
You're not drinking Johnny Walker Blue all the time?
No, it's been some time.
There was something else. There was another one by Will Smith. I guess I'm going to go with the actors
Will
here.
Smith.
Yeah.
Hey,
You got some credible sources here.
Well, I've got. Okay, we're getting there. All right.
No, I want to hear the one you had by Will.
Where's
All right.
Plato?
Well, I've got one.
Socrates, yeah.
I do have a Jewish rabbi here coming up, so we'll go. There's going to get some credibility here, but
Fair enough.
A rat by Modest Yahoo.
right.
Yeah.
This one was interesting because it speaks to how from an introspective point of view, he was reflecting about love with Jada, his wife, and he asked her what her biggest revelation about love was, and she said, "You cannot make a person happy. You can make a person smile. You can make a person feel good. You can even make a person laugh. But whether or not a person is happy is deeply and totally and utterly out of your control." He said, "It can be destructive to place the responsibility for you to be happy on anybody other than yourself."
All right, so
That-
we're just keeping with that whole introspective theme going on here.
Oh, we're building up on it.
I would have to say that Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith would actually have a really tough time keeping the love alive. I would only imagine that they're torn apart a lot since he's in films, she's in films, and all that sort of jazz. So I mean, how do you keep that love alive? You know, how do you?
Well, he was actually talking about it, and they decided before they got married that each of them would come to the relationship once they got married. They would come to that relationship before marriage happy already. That way, you know, your happiness is dependent on you being
Sure.
happy. So they already came into the relationship and got married happy. So maybe that has something.
happens.
I guess.
Okay.
Apparently. That's kind of is that Tom? Is that an old school way of thinking, or did you just back in the day? Did you just make it work? Is that kind of how things went? Pondering.
Fair enough.
All right.
Sore subject.
All right.
It is kind of a possible sore subject over there.
Yeah,
Can be.
well, who knows?
Yeah. We could do the rabbi quote, I guess.
All right.
Abraham Tversky. And this one's
Is this just like a random rabbi, or is this a rabbi
Well,
we should
so-
know about?
actually I was on YouTube looking up all these different things, you know, as you do,
Uh-huh.
and I found these videos called word porn.
Yeah. I'm familiar with
Yeah.
porn.
Which word?
Oh, right.
Word porn.
right.
Right. Yep. So some cool videos if you want to check them out.
All right, fair enough.
It said so he was telling a story. He said, "Young man, why are you eating that fish?" And the young man said, "Because I love fish." He said, "Oh, you love fish. That's why you took it out of the water, killed it, and boiled it. Don't tell me you love fish. You love yourself, and because the fish tastes good to you, therefore you took it out of the water, killed it, boiled it. So much of what is love is fish love."
So this is like the
Ooh.
Jesus rabbi. How old is this rabbi? 'Cause
Oh,
that
yeah.
sounds-
He had the big white beard.
Oh,
He
okay.
was
okay.
legit.
See, I was thinking it was this guy in a synagogue in like New York City who said this last week.
Right.
Yeah,
He's-
so I was asking, what kind of rabbi are we talking about here?
Sounds like vegan propaganda to me.
Yeah.
Could very well be. Could very well be. But I just like the that version of it because we're talking about love. With the English language, really the word love has become so whitewashed. And in other languages, there's multiple words for the word love. Whereas here in America and in English-speaking countries, we have one word for it. So, as Tom was talking about earlier, before we started, he said, you know, people love pizza and they also love their wife, you know? So, it's the same word, but two
Multiple
totally
different meetings.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different levels of intensity, I suppose.
Right.
Well, pizza's up there.
length. Pizza is up there. It is a genius food. I mean, you got your bread, you got your vegetables, you got your meat, protein, dairy.
They put vegetables on pizza?
Well, I mean, tomato sauce,
Okay.
right?
Close enough.
Tomato sauce. Is it a jam? Because it's fruit, right? Tomatoes are fruit, so is it
That
a
is
jam?
true.
I'm pretty sure the school system at one point did, say that those count as a vegetable. And their kids are going to be all right.
Yeah.
You get green peppers. Onion is a vegetable.
I think that's a tuber.
Olives. I don't know. I do olives on my pizza.
Is olive a vegetable?
I think so.
I don't know.
We'll go with maybe. A definite maybe.
I've
How-
never
how about-
seen olives in the
On
wild.
that note, I think we're going to. What's the next drink? Should we?
Yeah,
Should we get to
we're
the next
ready
one?
already. All right, it'll be the sour rose. Let me move on over here.
Did you have something that you wanted
Tom's
to say,
got
Tom?
something to say.
May I interject something?
Please do. You've been relatively quiet over there, so please.
Oh, well, that's me. I was married for 44 years to a wonderful, beautiful, high society Japanese woman. When I first met her, she asked me when I was talking to her, "What does I love you mean?" And it took a few years to answer that question because she was it was hard to explain, but 7 years later I wrote a song dedicated to her and what love means to me. Americans love hot dogs, hamburgers, French fries, I love you, whatever.
Pizza.
Don't forget
What-
to
Americans don't have it of everything, But when you say to a Japanese woman that you love and you care about, or any woman, whatever nationality, is you would say, Watashi wa anata o aishimasu, which I meant very, very seriously. Unfortunately, my wife has passed over a year ago, but I'll never forget that. That's what love is all about.
Tom, can you say that again? How was that pronounced again?
Watashi wa onato oishimasu.
That's beautiful.
Yes. And the song that I wrote about her and to her a few years back, and that's what it explained.
You can just take the carpet off, Brian. That's okay. I know. I turned your mic off so that it would be fine. Technical difficulties. That's all right, ladies and gentlemen. We are. I guess I didn't mount Brian's mic well enough on the table. I try to add pads and stuff like that so that we don't get too much bounce back from the tables, because people are setting their drinks down and stuff like that on it. This is quite interesting what you're making here. What is that you're drizzling on top?
That is some Peychaud's bitters, which has some floral, a little bit of rose aspect going on there.
How many types of bitters are there out there? Hundreds?
I mean thousands.
Hundreds of thousands?
Yeah, I wouldn't go hundreds of thousands, but definitely thousands, maybe tens of thousands. I mean, it's become its own market into itself, where people are just doing all sorts of interesting things with bitters.
Sure. You want to tell our viewing public what you did there?
Yeah, so what we have here is the specialty drink we did for Valentine's Day proper. It's the Sour Rose. Essentially, you're looking at a vodka sour here, so you're going to be using vodka, fresh lemon. Then we use, instead of a simple syrup, a Boozy Botanicals Rose syrup that comes out of Kansas City. I believe it's Kansas City. Sold at the Simple Man next door.
Hey.
And then some egg white on the top mixed in there to give it that nice frothy head that you see.
That's
and
what
then,
you did in the shaker.
All those things, yeah. The bitters, the rose, the lemon, and the vodka.
So I remember our episode when we did the meaning of fear right around...
which I was a lot better at than the meaning of love. I got the meaning of fear down.
I just picked up on that we've done the meaning of, and we've done 2 holidays here. So.
Yeah. I fear, I know. Love, is tricky.
But you did a drink with an egg in it.
That would have been the death flip, yeah. The entire egg.
Yeah.
So that was the entire egg. This is just the egg white.
The white of the egg, yes. Otherwise known as the egg white.
I was going to say, is somebody getting pulled over out there?
Yeah, I saw the...
No, they're just dealing with Omaha.
Yep.
Cheers.
Well, cheers on that.
Oh, Omaha or snow.
Right.
Oh, smells good.
What's the season? What's on the top here? Again,
that's some Peychaud bitters drizzled over the top.
It's kind of almost like a sour beer.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right.
It's good. It's nice on the palate. It's not overly astringent sour. It's just
no. I mean, the sour is all coming from the lemon.
Yeah,
that's the one ingredient there that's making it a quote unquote sour.
But the egg white is
binding
smoothing
it together,
giving
you that creamy texture, that nice frothy head on top.
No, that's good.
There was something from when I was a child, and the smell of this.
I'm worried about your childhood.
Well, no, I just...
Is it vodka?
We had to get him to sleep somehow.
Yeah, something I remember as a child.
Hold on. Sweet tarts.
Yeah. I mean... Yeah.
Kind of smells like sweet tarts.
So
I'll give you that.
You hear people use the word like whiskey sour all the time, or the drink. The way it's properly known is a whiskey sweet and sour.
Oh, really?
It's just been brought down
because we ain't got
sour.
time. We ain't got time for that.
Time to say sweet and sour. So yeah, I mean anything that's a sour is going to have an aspect of sweetness to it to make it the sweet and sour.
Right.
Because you hear the term sour mix, it's actually sweet and sour mix, or
like a sour mash.
Yeah. Well.
maybe.
Not really, but
No. No, this is really good. I like this.
glad
And
you
this is
enjoyed it.
one of the specials that you had on
that
Thanksgiving,
was our
or on,
specialty
Valentine's
cocktail
Day.
for Valentine's Day. Yep.
Very nice, very nice. So Thanksgiving. Thanks for love, I guess.
Thankful for love.
There we go.
So, with this podcast going on this side of the table here, or on this side of the bar, we have 3 men that have been or are currently married men.
Mm-hmm.
And on that side of the table, we have 2 single men on that side. So we're kind of getting different perspectives. of love.
However, Tyler has a baby, so I
I
do.
do.
Oh,
Baby.
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
All right.
Because
Baby
Let's
love.
go ahead and unpack that.
We're talking. Yes, that's yes. We're going to be psychoanalyzing today.
Right. Yeah.
So,
all right. I knew this was coming up at some point.
Yeah,
Right.
well, there. We talked about love and how it's whitewashed. You love pizza, you love hot dogs, and you love your wife or your child. Those are all completely different aspects of love.
Right, yeah.
When we had our children, I mean, my wife thought that she loves me, I love her, we're in a loving relationship, and
We are family.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you hold your child for the
Song
first
somewhere.
time, and then that love just it's there's something that changes in that love between the love between you and your spouse is different than the love you have for your children.
Oh, yeah. Well, you look into their eyes, and it's like you're staring into your own eyes. You're like,
It's a
whoa.
frightful sight.
Mm-hmm.
and I have a baby girl, so I'm a little worried for her.
Oh man, yeah. There's I have 2 girls as well, and so I've heard that when you're the dad of a boy, you have to worry about one thing, and when you're a dad of girls, you have to worry about all the things. So yeah, polish up that shotgun, right?
Right. Yeah. Shotgun.
Actually, I'm trying to train my girls up so I don't have to worry about that.
Wow, so you have them in Taekwondo?
That's one parenting
Yeah.
method. Raise them right.
Yeah, raise them right.
Yeah. Or just buy a shotgun. You buy the shotgun, or you can
Yeah.
do the whole parenting thing. It's
Yeah.
up to you. I suppose.
Nowadays, there's just lawsuits that happen, and it gets weird, and
Yeah.
So, yeah,
All right then.
yeah. Back to what we were talking about here. So love, yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about the different types, because like I said, English language only has one word for it, whereas in Greek and Hebrew they have different meanings, and other like Japanese they have different words for it, and other cultures have different words for it. I liked the Hebrew words because there's only 3 of them. Other cultures have different, more. But the first one,
different more.
yes, different ones. The first one in Hebrew is raya, and raya is more of a friendship, love. And actually, we named our pet Raya after Raya because the pet is it's the friendship, the kinship with your
What kind
pet.
of pet? Are we talking like a lizard here? Or
Well-
we just use the word pet.
So
A snake.
I'm a dog person, and my
Okay.
wife is a cat person, so we have a
You got
cat.
Well, fair enough.
Exactly. I love my wife, so
So the name was kind of tongue in cheek for you then.
kind of, but there is some love there. Pets provide kinship, love.
Oh, you ever met a cat?
I have.
Right? Cats really don't love. So there, I guess there is 2
They
types
like
of.
2 seconds of love, and they're like, all right, I'm done with
Well,
this.
there's
Love-
2 types
love on
of
their
cat,
terms.
though. There's your lap cat. That's kind of a lovable cat because the
Yeah.
cat always wants to sit in your lap and hang out with you because essentially it's taking your body heat because
Right.
it needs to be warm. And then you've got the cat that is plotting your death. So that's your 2 types of cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like when they look you in the eyes and they open their mouth, they're just stealing your soul. But
Right.
other than that, they're good.
Oh, and they're always looking off, in the distance at nothing. That always kind of creeps me out.
Well, you're like, come here, and they're
Are
like,
you sensing
no.
something that I'm not?
Right.
What's going on here?
Getting back to, you were just about to get into this whole thing about different languages and love, and something just kind of popped into my brain.
Light has
Struck my brain.
I bet that hurt.
So why is it that let's just go with the the French and love. I mean, you go to Paris, you go over there to France, and love is in your face. And that's where people go to find the love and the spark and all that stuff.
You know who should answer this? Tom, aren't you? You're part French, aren't you? Your mother was French.
My mother was French. My father is Lakota Sioux.
So why is it a kind of a faux pas to show public love here in the States, whereas in French they envelop it, they love
France?
it in France,
In the great state or the great country
the French
of French.
people. Why are the French so prone to
I think
show their love?
Europe in general.
We're going to go back a few decades. Okay. When I was a young boy, say I was on a streetcar, and there was a lady there, and she's breastfeeding. Okay. This is back in the 30s.
Yeah, because you can't do that now in the States.
Well, they didn't have formula back in the 30s. That's
right.
That's how you fed the kid, because that's all we have, right?
Well, now they have special deals. You can flop over.
Cover it up a little bit.
Yeah. That is, to me, the most beautiful thing.
But get up on the mic a little more there, Tom. A little more.
That's the most beautiful thing to me, is a very sweet, loving, kind, and a good memory, because I've seen a lot of ladies like that. Today, no. It's kind of, they make it into a nasty sexual. That is not a nasty sexual thing. That is a wonderful, sweet, loving way to
Provide for your child. I mean, God gave you these things that provide milk for your child and nutrition for your child.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a beautiful and wonderful thing. My wife breastfed our kid until he was, old enough to take formula and all that stuff. I think it's a great thing. It builds the immune system, builds,
It's I think the doctors will tell you it's a good thing for them to start out breastfeeding, and the warmth, the loving, and the it's hard to say, connection, whatever, is wonderful.
Well, there's two types of connection going on there. The connection that you'll have with your child, because essentially you're cradling that child. And,
Skin on skin.
Yeah, skin on skin. But there's also a second part when the kid starts to develop teeth, and then that's a whole other thing.
Ow.
Right.
Yeah. I've kind of lived through from the 30s up. Anybody who knows me knows I was an orphan until I was 12. And I'm a self-raised, basically self-educated person. I've hit the highs of many things in my life. What I do, who I know. And the only way I can say it is, you are what you are. You are what you can be, what you want to be. Because I'm a self-raised, self-educated person. And I'll guarantee you I know more presidents than anybody in this state. More congressmen, more senators. For what I do.
But is that because you love everything that you do, that you
yes,
put everything out there?
Yes.
So you start out, because, like you said, you were raised an orphan, so you had to rely on yourself. You had to love yourself first.
Kind of an oxymoron.
Oh dear. His mic was
that's
off.
me.
Isn't that kind of an oxymoron statement, though? Raised as an orphan?
No.
Well,
Let's put it this way.
You're raising yourself, right?
Yeah.
So
When
there is a raising aspect of it, just not a parental raising.
I have accomplished more than anybody in this damn state, okay? For what I have done and where I've done it around the world. I'm known somewhat around the world as an artist. A lot of different countries have my work. A lot of I've done them for congressmen, senators, presidents, you name it. And
But Tom, here, growing up as a kid, as an orphan, you didn't have the love that you needed when you were growing up.
no, I had what you call, how do you say this? I'm on the radio.
I like where you're going with this, Britt, and I want to unpack this a little more.
Yeah.
You got to have the gohanas.
So,
Cojones.
yeah,
Huevos.
exactly. So when it came to, and by the way, when you were talking about your wife, I got to say, I love how you describe your late wife.
Yes.
I honestly do. Like, the way you talk about her still is amazing. And I don't think that people today realize that or would hold on to that. And I want to commend you for that. So my question to you is, if you weren't raised in love because you didn't have parental guidance, then how did you learn to love?
My parents that adopted me when I was 12. In fact, this area where we're sitting right now, I've lived here since 46. And I was a teenager then. I was a lifeguard at Penny. I went to Underwood High School, which used to be before what's across the street here, West Side. I have lived through the Depressions. I was born before air conditioning, central air, the whole bit.
Other than huevos, how did you manage to get through all that?
How did you cope with that? How did you, where did you find love? Where did you, I mean, you had people looking after you, I would assume, growing up as an orphan.
No.
Or do you feel love is an aspect?
I didn't know love until I was adopted.
By the adopted family.
That's
Your adopted family was the one that gave you the whole concept of love,
The affection.
Looking back,
Everything.
Do you think that that love is an aspect that everyone should grow up with?
You definitely. It's very hard to grow up without it. Okay?
Can you expand on that just a little more? Like,
Well, if you, I had two sisters that 1 year younger and a year older. We were adopted in the 30s when you adopted children for labor, for personal gratification, whatever. And I, fortunately, was adopted by a wonderful family. My father was very well known, as my last name is, because that was not my last name before. My mother, she was a wonderful lady, and they were both very, very, for me, they didn't have a pot to, you know what, in those days, but they took care of me. They taught me love. They taught me family. They taught me a lot of things. And before, when I was on the streets with my two sisters, it was nasty, very nasty.
are there things that, if you look back, are there things that you appreciate more now, knowing love, versus when you were growing up? before that, before your adopted family?
Yes. Presently, I've gone through, 2 years and 3 months. I lost everything, and my house burned down with me in it. My studio, my past, my history, everything was gone. I'm starting all over again. At the gentle age of 86.
What a horrible experience.
And I've outlived my own children. That's the worst part. So, you know. But I'm still out there. I'm hustling. I'm starting all over again as far as painting, and I'm known around the world as an artist, stamp designer, money designer.
The artist aspect of your life, is that your way of sharing?
It's got to be your passion.
Right. Is that your way of sharing the love that you have with society, with anyone who is willing to look at that?
I turn yours down because you're by the fridges.
Yes. My concern, or whatever you want to call it, my whole life has been animals, people in life, history, in all personal things, which is kind of unusual for most people to do. But right now, everybody sitting in this particular place have something in their pocket that's mine. I designed your money in 1972. I designed 17 postage stamps with the government. I'm not talking about commercial stuff.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you do any with hearts on them?
And what?
Any hearts on those stamps, like Valentine's
The
stamps?
the vision of love.
Yes, I just happen to have a few of them here.
There we go. Can bring them out.
I will pull them out here.
Show them to the viewing audience.
I was also paid by the Bureau of Engraving to counterfeit. Let me see what I got here.
And that's how he's able to drink so much, right?
All of his money is counterfeit.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I think I deserve at least one scotch.
I like how I'm a big Scotch fan, Tom. So well done on your drink of choice there.
This was fantastic, by the way.
It is.
I will
Yeah,
give you
sour
some.
rose, actually.
Should we move on, since we're getting pretty close to the end here on
Yeah,
this?
yeah. Yes.
Should we take a break and then do the third one?
Yeah. Let me know when
Yeah.
you're ready for it.
Okay.
Let's-
I'll give you
we'll get
few
it
of
running.
my stamps.
Yeah. While he's doing that, why don't you go ahead and start
I'll
the
get
third
going.
one? Perfect.
And Brian?
Thank you.
Yeah. So while they're doing that, I kind of wanted to get back into, and there's a reason for my madness here. I'm talking on the three different versions of, or the three different words for love in the Hebrew language.
Yeah. Sorry to sidetrack you on that.
No,
one.
it was great. It's fine, and I want to spend more time on that because it was awesome. So we went with Raya, which was the friendship love, and then we have Ahava, which is like an intense longing, or kind of like
I like that. Ahava.
Ahava. Yeah, right.
How about Marine Corps love?
Hoorah.
Yeah. And then the last one is Dode, and Dode is like the passion or the fondle to caress,
Which is weird in the American language. Dode is a whole different meaning
it
to
does.
it.
But what's interesting when you think about the three different types of love that in the Hebrew language, Raya, Ahava, and Dode, you're really in a relationship. You need all three. So if you take something like an affair, right?
Sure.
Is the Dode. That's the to caress, to fondle, the passion,
The
right?
forbidden.
But they don't have the Raya, the friendship love, the intense longing, the wanting to stay in the relationship. They just have.
Does that not happen in Hebrew terms?
Well, it does, which is why they have different versions of the word love.
Okay.
And I think I just found that interesting that, when you think about it from a relationship aspect, that you need all three different types of love. You need the friendship love, you need the longing or the staying power of of a different type of love, the ahava, and you also need the passion, and those are three that the three in oneness of love,
the Holy Trinity,
the Holy Trinity of love, so to speak.
Okay, all right.
So that's just where I wanted to go with that.
Well, I mean, I like where you're going with that, and I was talking with my wife today, and I was, we were trying to figure out, she's like, oh, you're gonna be going off and doing your thing elsewhere, and what are you talking about? And I happened to mention to her that we were talking about the meaning of love. So, of course, her and I sat on the couch, kind of foot to foot, kind of massaging each other with our feet, and we were talking about that. We were talking about, what are we going to? Yeah, the passion, the love.
Right.
There it is, right there. I mean, here we are massaging each other's feet and talking about love. But it was like, okay, so what do you want to talk about when you talk about love? How are you going to explain that? And so my question to her was, what does love mean to you? So what love meant to her was caring for someone. Her cares were more towards family, towards relatives, towards people she's known for a long time, and all that. So I posed her a question. I said, okay, without me in the picture, Guyver in the picture, your mom, dad, and all that stuff, who's the first person that you would say that you love? And she said Jamie. Jamie's a great friend of ours. I've known her for a long time. I think I've known Carly as much as I've known Jamie. So, I mean, she's been in our friendship relationship as much as Carly and I have been together. And I said, okay, cool. But how would you describe the love? How would you describe, how would you put that into words? Because, I mean, like we were saying earlier, you love pizza. Well, that's cool. That's a neat term. But what does love mean? And she goes, love means caring for that person, always having kind thoughts for that person. Whenever you're thinking about that person, you can't think of any wrongdoings. Even if that person has done wrongdoings in your life, you don't even worry about that. You think of the positive, not the negative of that person.
Yes.
It's the positive.
There was one thing that I had heard before we get to this next drink real quick, and then we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But one thing that I had heard was, and I believe it, that with love you are giving a piece kind of yourself to whatever that a pet, your significant other, your child. So really,
You got it.
so true love is not about receiving; it's about giving.
Oh, so you go to Walmart and pick up flowers and candy? Make sure they get those on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, right, yeah. That's the commercialized version of love.
Of love, yeah.
Yeah, I got to pay for this and give it to you, and then you'll be happy, right?
No.
No.
All
right.
That's why I only gave my wife,
Peanut butter and
flour
jelly and
peanut butter and jelly. Yeah,
and
she
a
was
massage.
she was happy with that though. She was happy that I was able to spend time with her on Valentine's Day. She'd rather have me be there than me bring some item that costs money that we didn't need. And that's a whole nother thing. Flowers. So it's something you buy to show your love and appreciation that is cut and killed and wilts away. I don't get it.
Yeah, there was a there was a little cartoon that I saw, and it's I can't remember the name of the cartoon thing. It's like Otherworld or something, and it's basically like these aliens, and it's a different take on the way that humans look at things. And the first frame was this alien had drawn a picture of a heart with an arrow through it, like for Valentine's Day to give to the other alien. It was like, here is a vital organ that's been wounded. Right. And then the next frame was the alien giving the other one flowers and said, these are dying. That's our version of Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Here's a vital organ that's been wounded and flowers that are dying. Here you go. I love you.
I love you.
Right? Yeah.
Someone gives me a still beating heart. That's got to be true love, right?
So, Gosh, yeah, we unpacked a little bit here. So I want to get back to.
Well, first of all, let's get on to the drink here.
Yeah.
Should we get
do.
back to the drink?
What is this? Yeah, we took a break, and I was trying to bring it back before we got
We're
back. to the drink.
we're kind of hitting this on the half-hour markers, which is great. So,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
what is this?
Yes.
Oh, well, that is the Rosita.
The
Rosita.
Rosita?
Do you have to roll the R on that?
No, you shouldn't.
Oh,
shouldn't
dang
try.
it.
Don't do it.
But it's so fun.
Yeah. So essentially, what you have there is another play on the whole rose thing that I chose for tonight. A Rosita is a riff, if you will, on the Negroni. So, as we know, our standard Negroni is going to be gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth.
I was just going to say, I don't know what a Negroni
Well,
is.
fair enough. Well, now you know.
Knowing's half the battle.
Yeah. So what we have there is a reposado tequila, Campari, sweet and dry vermouth, and
Wait,
some
we're
bitters.
we're ending on tequila.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how we're ending the night.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I've known a night that hasn't ended with tequila.
What
How do
kind
you
of
guys go to
tequila is
bed?
this?
So that is Partida Reposado. So,
I actually don't smell it at all.
It's like you're speaking Spanish back there. I don't
Yeah,
know what
right?
you're talking
Yeah.
about.
And not even rolling your R's.
nope,
See?
I can't do it. I got a big underbite. It doesn't work very well.
Whoa.
Whoa. There it is.
I'm going to tell you.
Whoa.
So for me, this is. I am not a tequila fan because it was one of those nights. Jack jumps in, kicks your butt, and,
Right,
then,
right.
and then Jose jumps in. And
Yeah.
it's a terrible night, right? So for me in tequila, it's not a good thing. Same with Jack Daniels. Not just the smell. This is tequila,
That it
and
is.
I find it pretty fantastic. This is.
I
It's
don't
almost like
I don't taste tequila.
Well, you got an ounce and a half of it in there.
There's a little. I do taste a little of the agave in there, and
Yeah,
got
yeah,
a little bit of there.
A little bit
To
of
me-
bitter with the Campari, sweet with the sweet vermouth, drying it out a bit with that dry vermouth.
To me, it's a unique taste or a unique version of an old fashioned. It's kind of how I would put this in layman's terms. If you have not had this drink before,
Yeah.
it is a tequila version of an old fashioned.
So I don't know the taste buds all too well, but like on the front of your tongue, isn't that like sweet? And then like
Bitters in the back.
bitters.
Back, yeah, you're gonna get your sour.
So that's where I'm tasting
that,
this. I'm tasting it in the back of my tongue, not
Yeah.
on the front of my tongue.
Yeah, you don't
at
get
all.
much sweet up front.
kind of that dry kind of feeling.
I get the
back
dryness.
there,
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you drink a wine, that dryness that you get from a wine, the red wines.
But usually when I have a drink of tequila, I'm like, yeah, whoa.
You're drinking the wrong type of tequila.
Apparently,
Yeah.
yes.
This is
This tastes nothing like tequila at all in my mouth.
no, this is very good. I like it.
Yeah. So if you haven't had a Negroni before, you should definitely try one of those. I'll put that out there. But yeah, so that's your Rosita.
Was this another special that you had on Valentine's Day, or is this just one that you thought
No,
of
that's
for
just one we came up with today.
in your repertoire?
I mean, I didn't come up with, but I chose for the show today.
Very good, sir. Very good.
I like it. So I want to get back to a few things, especially with Tom over here.
Yeah, Tom. Did you find any cards with hearts and stuff on them?
Sorry.
Did you find any cards with hearts on them?
Did I what?
Find any cards with hearts on them?
Any hearts over there,
Heart-
Tom?
heart
any,
cards?
any heart
Heart-
cards?
heart-
Valentine's Day?
Something like that.
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of what this whole
that's
basis
the whole
of.
theme here.
Like I say, I am single, period.
All
No.
right.
You've
I wish I had card with a heart on it. Yes.
so
Breaks my heart right there.
Right?
Mi corazón.
I do want to because in this age of instant gratification, I do want to ask of each person to see different perspectives here, because we have quite a few different perspectives here.
Absolutely.
What does love mean to you? And I'm really interested, Tom. We're going to end with Tom because I'm really interested to hear what he has to say, because he grew up in an era before he knew love, then knew love, and then expressed love, found love, and now
Lost love.
and now gives love in artistry. So, Tom, I want to end with you,
Yeah.
but we're gonna start with Tyler, and we're gonna go around.
I feel like
Over
I'm
here.
having a Valentine's Day dinner with the family here. You know, let's go around and say, what is it you love?
Should we talk about
What are you thankful
Should we talk
for?
politics? Should I throw a pie? I mean, is that?
I'm waiting for my mom to show up and ask why I don't have grandchildren yet.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
And I tried to spend enough time asking
There's
that question and give you time to think.
so many different types of love. Okay,
There is.
Yeah.
I think Tom's got this one.
if you live as long as I have and gone through what I have, love means different things to different people. People that care and will give their life for you, that's love. People that want things for you that normally wouldn't happen. Love is, as I said, I'm 86. I have experienced all types, good, bad, and different, as far as the word calls love. To me, love is honesty, warmth, caring, honoring, and so many other little things that are involved. As far as the passion part of it, no. Young people know what I'm talking about. You know, boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Got it. Copy
But-
that.
That's what I always call it.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom. That's right. So,
It's not like that song
Trust.
"Love Stinks." Love stinks.
Right? What was
trust.
that? Adam Sandler?
yeah, trusting. So, I'll ask you the same question.
Oh, is this the game we're playing?
Yeah.
All right. So what is love? Wasn't that a song?
It is.
All right.
It's warm affection.
You know.
What's love have to do with it?
Yeah, that's another
the
one
song.
too. Yeah.
Are you talking about love or sex?
Mostly
I think I've had experience in both.
rock and roll, but
No,
Don't forget the drugs.
that's not.
Yeah, yeah.
No, forget that. So you asked the question, what is love? That
I
is-
asked no such question.
I asked what does love mean to you?
That's what it means. It's warmth, caring, honesty, trust, all the good things.
I had something there and I lost it.
I'm going to say all the good things, but being able to navigate through the bad things as well, I imagine.
Thank you. That's actually exactly what I was thinking, but I just couldn't articulate. So thank you for doing that.
I saw that Dr. Oz show, so.
No, I appreciate that. So, how far did we get? Is it?
It's.
Oh,
we kinda got past
we
the
got
topic,
nowhere. I mean, we got everywhere.
but nowhere.
In all things.
Isn't that kind of
everywhere.
how? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, at least when I'm on the show, that's how it kind of goes. We get everywhere, but we get nowhere.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, makes for good talking, I guess. What is love, huh?
What does love mean to you?
Oh, okay.
So
different
yeah,
way
because
of
it's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, it's a subject that I am not entirely versed in, to be honest. It's not my strong point. Like I said,
Is this new to you with a new child?
The meaning of fear, I know. The meaning of love is something I'm still trying to kind of figure out in my life. I mean, we do know the solid standbys for most people. Your family. Outside of that, it's being. I guess.
Before we go too far, family how? Like, unpack that a little bit. Like, are you talking like the security of having a family? Or are you talking about people that you can depend on?
I mean, not
trust?
Really, not people you're going to depend on by any means.
Well, you would hope
Or
that's part of.
Well, but you have members in your family, or at least I have come across it in my time, where you can't depend on them or trust them, but you still love them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe those are requisites for love. It's it is one of those terms that's tough to place a finger on, because I played golf just once, and I had a golf coach, and he said a good golf swing is like taking a pee. Like, you can't teach someone or define how to do it. You just do it. It happens. So you feel love for someone, even if all the requisites we would try to put out there, there's the warmth, there's the caring there, but sometimes that's not there. But the love still, you still love that person. You don't want to, but it's still there. And I think, more often than not, that falls into the category of family, because it's...
Is love more like, for you, is it more like an attachment thing? Like, once you love somebody, like it's stuck with that person, and if things sour in the relationship, then it's still stuck with that person?
I think it's still gonna be there, otherwise it wasn't there to begin with. I think love is
That's
one of
where I
those...
was going.
Love is one of those things that is, for better or worse, that if it goes away, I don't think it was really ever there. I think that was an inappropriate use of the term love, if it's something that can dissipate.
That's kind of that's exactly where I wanted to go with that.
So it's I find, pretty much undefinable, but it's one of those things, the feeling when it's there, and there really is no requisite for what constitutes it. Now, there's ways you would like to behave when you feel loved or you want to give love, but once again, that's not the emotion in and of it itself. That's the... So part two of that, I mean, a little side tangent on that, is receiving love a part of giving love? I don't think they have to come hand in hand, per se. I think more often than not, they are in the same vein, but
You would hope they're mutual, but...
right. But I think more often than not, like I said, the feeling is still there. The actions may be different from other sides. Someone may, be attempting to show the qualities they attach with love harder than someone else, but it doesn't mean the emotion isn't present.
Right. Love for you is different than love for me, is different than love for Tom, is different for Will and Britt and Ryan over there. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Ryan,
he's
over
hanging
there.
out, having some Saturday
Exactly.
talking about love on a Sunday night.
Right.
Just a bunch of dudes talking about love.
Just to backtrack real quick, I like how there was a bunch of dudes talking about breastfeeding earlier. Like, I feel like you guys are gonna get flamed a couple times by some mob.
You know
groups,
what? The way Tom described it, though, honestly, just bring it on.
Five dudes are sitting in a bar talking about breastfeeding.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a natural thing. So
what do they call it? Mansplaining? Why don't you
we're mansplaining it.
Mansplain it to me?
Yeah, exactly. Anything else on your...
I feel like I've already given too much love here. I've given too much of myself.
All right, Will, you've had ample time to think of your response. So,
you need some mic time.
Drop some knowledge here and get on the mic, because of all the people here, you need to get on the mic a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Just
been put to it.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
No pressure.
I'm just happy to be able to wear the headphones, to be honest.
It's a different way of having a conversation, right?
You love being on the show,
right?
Oh yeah. But
so what does love mean to you? No, you okay? So I guess we should preface this a little bit. So you're single?
Yes, certified bachelor.
No kids?
No
but
kids.
You may have some stories of love.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Can't talk about it on there. Right?
That's the after talk.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Isn't that a Flavor Flav TV show?
Oh well.
Finding love.
Story of love, or
something like that.
Flavor of love.
Yes.
There it is.
Bingo.
But I don't have the giant clock hanging from my. But anyway, Will.
Yes.
All right. What does love mean as a single person growing up in 2019? What does love mean to you?
As a single person, I definitely have a lot of cool stuff. So I didn't have to buy anybody else anything. But.
I will say one of my those stickers on the backs of cars that you put on the back windshield of like dad and mom and the kids
stick figures.
and,
Oh,
and-
yeah.
the-
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? One of my favorites was Dink. It was the dual income, no kids. And it was mom and dad and a pile of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for you, it's just me and a pile of money, right?
I'll just get like a sticker of my face.
I don't know.
made
I don't know
up and just
about a
put it
pile
on
of
the-
money over
Well,
here.
he's
I mean,
working 2 jobs at least
He
that
did
I
get
know
a, he
that
got
I
a
know
couch
of.
the other day. I think.
Was it
You
a,
have no idea the
You know what?
struggle for that couch.
you know what? It was an upgrade from a
I love
futon, right?
lamp. I love lamp.
I haven't gotten the lamp yet.
Yeah.
Coffee table's
Anyway.
next on the list.
Back to you, Will. I mean,
All right, so what is love to me? Obviously, I got family, and we've all kind of touched base on that. But I guess in a romantic sense, still kind of working on it. Thought I found it a couple times, but I thought wrong. But
is it so when you're? Can I say you're chasing it? Is that kind of the?
oh no! I
Okay,
get up
so
and go
you're
to work.
like you're happy with like where you're at and you're good, and if it comes to you,
Falls in your lap or something.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I know her.
can't go searching.
you know, one
Can't go
of the
searching too hard.
one of the things that the best drops of wisdom that I'd heard way too late. I wish I had known it like early on. Was don't chase love. Chase do what you love, and women will follow, or love will follow after that.
I thought you were going to say find what you love and let it kill you.
Well, there's that too.
What are we pointing at?
Yes, Charles Bronson right there.
Bukowski.
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. Not Charles Bronson.
Oh,
Charles
Bukowski.
Bukowski.
I saw the B. I read too fast.
Oh, right
And I didn't look at
Charles
the picture.
Bronson. Isn't that the one that did the Death Wish movies?
I think you might be right. We'll go with yes. So for you, there's a familial love.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of family, and
Are they here locally, or are they
No.
strewn across the United States or the world?
mainly the other side of the state.
Oh, in the Panhandle arena?
Not quite that far, but
Not the Scottsbluff
I thought he
area.
was going to
Yeah.
say the other side of the world. No, mainly the other side of the state.
yeah, no, they're not too far.
I'm gonna guess North Platte, and they're part of the railroad.
You know, actually, yeah, boom, hit it.
Knit it. Yep. Nailed it right there. Do you have family here locally?
I do not have any family here in Omaha.
How does that? Let's do that. Let's talk a little bit about
Should
when,
we
when you
unpack
have
it?
yeah, unpack that, right?
Oh.
That's the word for the day, right?
Right?
Or
We're
the
just
phrase for
gonna
the day.
Unpack it.
Yeah. So love of family, but they're not here. How does that work?
It doesn't work too bad
Do-
or badly, I guess.
I mean, do you stay
That
well
was,
connected
that was
with them?
really deep.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Dude,
it
I-
doesn't
just-
work too
Like
bad.
it hit me like right, just hit me right here.
It don't work too bad. Yep. I mean, badly.
Yeah.
As the fiddle plays in the background.
No, so like
I
how-
just got back from a trip to North Platte, actually.
Okay.
And so I got to see a bunch
which
of
for,
my
tho-
family.
for those of you that don't know, that are not here in Nebraska,
I
the-
still don't know where it is.
North Platte's about 4.5, 5 hours roughly.
just
Straight
due
west. Yep. And
I-80.
Anybody that's been through Nebraska, we got like one interstate major. We got one minor interstate 680. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, like anytime I'm cutting hair or serving drinks and I get into a conversation with somebody from Omaha, and I mention that I'm from North Platte, the first thing they always say is like, "Oh yeah, I stopped there for gas on the way to Denver." That's what we're known for. That and trains. And
So, yeah. Exactly.
yeah, on the end of the bar, he knows exactly.
Exactly. Everybody here in Nebraska knows, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, like if you live here, there's 3 companies that you know somebody that works for you. You may know all 3. So
Right.
UP, Kiewit, and FDR. You know somebody that or West. I'm gonna throw West in there too.
What's FDR?
First Data Resources.
Oh, First Data. Yeah, I know that place over there.
Yeah.
Got it.
I was
You
going
mean-
to say
you
you
mean
should know that. It's
Nailed it.
HDR
Like-
or FDR?
I'm glad you said it because I just
Right.
smiled and nod. I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
of course.
First Data.
the
Okay.
the fortress that's half a mile
Right,
away
yeah,
from here.
We have HDR as well.
We do, but that's a little lesser known. I mean, FDR is more.
They just built a giant building down the
Yeah.
street.
Oh, I don't go east of 87th.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
me
to
neither,
we're gonna have to
yeah.
educate you on that. All right, so you good on that one? And answering the question, we're gonna move around the table.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Moving on.
It's
All right.
Not too bad.
All right.
all.
Which is, you know what? That's all right. We're gonna go with that.
So what does love mean to me?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Baby, no. Love to me.
That's the song I was saying. What?
See, I kind of wish we had the license, but we didn't. So.
You can sing it without having to give any rights out, which is fine.
Not as well as I sing it.
It looked like you had two little teeth when you took that drink. That was hilarious. Anyway, what love means to me is forgiveness, compassion. It means not holding grudges. It means you can't do wrong even when you do wrong. There's been nights that I would come home and my wife would be upset, you know.
I think I was involved in a couple of those.
Probably. It might have been one of those nights that came from.
At least this bar was.
I'm gonna go with
Were you
yes.
talking about love at the bar?
But ultimately, the next day, everything's fine. You know, it's water under the bridge. It was at that moment. She may have been upset or angry, but that's not going to ruin our relationship. And love has no bounds. It overrules how angry you could get. You know, forgiveness. I mean, it's like a love for a little puppy. Like, you crapped on the carpet, but it's okay. You're just a little puppy. You know, you're still gonna love it, no matter. They just can't do. They can't do any wrong. That's what it means to me. Brian, you and I are brothers.
That's right.
Brian and I
literally
did not have a awesome, like, when we were growing up, we were friends up until I think maybe 5 or 6 years old, and then Brian
let's just be honest.
and the neighbor teamed up on me
Yeah.
and did horrible things to me.
Yeah, we did.
I think we need a whole podcast to unpack that.
Oh, yeah. Like, hey, Britt, this is a new sled trail. There you go. And then if I come up crying, it's like, all right, we need to revamp that sled trail there. Britt, here's the noose. I'm going to run. You know.
Did you say, Britt, here's a noose? Is that what I just heard?
We're not going to unpack that.
Well, yeah, let's leave that one packed. Let's go ahead and put it back in the baggage.
Anyway, there was even a time where Brian held me up to a ceiling fan. But I still love the guy. He's my brother.
That's why he is the way he is.
Ceiling fans don't hurt that bad, actually.
This is like a
I know
slap
from
to the-
just the
experience.
first hit that hurts. The rest of them are fine.
It's
they
kinda
slow down
slows it
after that
down.
initial hit.
But no, I you know, even though Brian treated me that way, even when I was a kid, I didn't not like the guy. I didn't not love the guy. He's my brother.
Can you not like someone but still love them?
Well, I guess depends on the version of love. If it's a familial love,
Usually falls with
you,
the family.
you probably have some family that you don't like, but you love them.
We go through phases.
Sure.
Yeah. So I would go with
And I'm sure
yes.
it goes both ways.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
I will not.
Jesus Christ, where did Tom come from?
Tom's back.
Still alive.
Tom's on the mic.
Haven't died yet.
I honestly did not know who just said that for a second. I had to figure out.
Check your bearings.
I will not always love
We all
you,
just jump.
but I'll always like you.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay. I used to tell my children that. Sometimes they would do things not.
You sure you didn't get that backwards? I will always love you, but I won't always like you. I think you meant
That's
to say.
right.
There we go.
You put it
Thank
the other
you.
way
Yeah.
around.
Thank-
You said, I will
yes.
always like you, but I won't
That's-
always
you know-
love you. I'm like, well, that's cold. But all
Well,
right.
you know,
I
sometimes
don't always like you, but I, love you. Is
I don't
what I think you said.
question it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Tom pretty well now.
I'm
but-
glad you redefined it. So
yeah, all
thank
right,
you.
let's just flip that around.
Yeah.
That's
Scratch that. Reverse it.
That was that
Different than
cream.
danger.
I was drinking cream earlier here, and that messed me up.
Oh, did you have
Did you
the?
just say cream?
Yeah, he was just drinking cream over there.
Did you have some of the drink that we had? Is that what you had?
Oh yeah, Scotch.
Oh.
That's what I'm drinking now.
I don't think anyone was drinking any cream.
Well, we had
Tom was drinking just cream earlier.
egg whites are.
You were just drinking heavy cream in the corner.
He was. That's all right.
Don't you? I mean, it's delicious.
Well, it was a sipper. Like it was a secondary sipper.
Of heavy cream?
I think so.
All right.
Oh, it was light cream, of
Oh, light
course.
cream. My bad.
Nothing intoxicating. Let's put it that way.
Got it. All right. All right. I'm very confused.
All right, Brian, you're the only one that hasn't answered the question yet.
oh dear, it's my turn now, right?
It is.
Okay, so, and again, there's so much to do after this, but so what does love mean to me? For me, love is a multifaceted thing because I have, as Tom will attest to, there is your love for military brethren, and Ryan over there, I'm going to say, same thing, love for military brethren. It's different than a familiar love. Can't describe why or how or what it is, but it's just
Probably the whole like war and almost dying thing.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't.
just the way it is.
You
Probably
just saved my life today.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, dude.
Sometimes you don't even get that with your family.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the
Yeah.
familiar love, that's the one that you're born with me. Now you're stuck with
would
me.
my
but-
sister take a gunshot for me? I don't know.
Mm,
Maybe.
mm,
Nah.
mm. I'm gonna go with no.
Probably not.
My sister would be the one that probably shot me.
Right?
So familiar love to me is it's one of those that it's the kinship that you grew up with that person. That person probably knows you better than anyone else in this life, and there's nothing that can
Better than
change
you'd
that.
like to them to know you.
Exactly, and that makes you vulnerable to that, right? Then there's the love of like a spouse or a child, and those are a little nuanced differently. To me, like the love of a spouse, it's the little things with the love. It's the when they're sick, getting them whatever they need, medicine, soup, a blanket, whatever. It's the when you're in an argument and things are bad and you're yelling at each other, and tomorrow you know it's going to be okay, but you want to finish this. It's the fact that you know what she loves and you don't wait till Valentine's Day to get it. You just do it. It's the, hey, I know that she does this and it irritates the crap out of me, but I'm going to just let that one slide because I love her. It's the, hey, things need to get done here and she's relying on me to do it. He or she, spouse, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So to me, that kind of love is way more nuanced than other types of love because it's hard to explain. Love for me is one of the most fascinating things about being human because scientifically you can't really define it. You can't really prove it. You just feel it. You know it's there. It encompasses your being.
That's deep, man. Seriously.
So, yeah. What does love mean for me? Yep.
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 It's not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
that warm feeling inside. Mm-hmm.
it's something that you need in life. I think it's part of being human. Yeah, I don't. There's a couple other facets that I don't want to really get into tonight, but there is no clear answer as to what love means for me because you can't really define it or quantify it or put it in a box because there is no box for love. It's just it is what it is.
What is the heart-shaped box?
Right.
Isn't that the box for love?
Well, I mean,
supposed to be filled with candies.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go there, I mean, you talk about the head and the heart. I mean, the head is the analytical, the heart is the feeling, and love to me is somewhere in between the middle. So,
I'm just glad that I found my wife. I found my love.
Where'd you find her?
I actually
Wait,
found.
did you misplace her? I am just glad I found my wife.
Well,
I had
here's
no
what it
idea
is.
where I put her.
Here's what it is. I see that 50 years ago, you love this girl, you want to be with this girl. It was the chase of your life. Even if the girl didn't like her, you were still going to go after her, and maybe you could get her. When I found my love, I mean, I would say that we were mid 2000s, 2005 or so, and I ran into her, and we found love, and we just connected, and it worked great, and we're happy, and we have a child, and it's awesome. Today, to find love, I mean, there's so much traffic out there. Traffic might not be the right word.
Fish in the sea?
Just congested out there with love.
People's guards are up a lot more than they used to be,
We're in an outrage society right now.
Okay.
Choice.
Tom's back.
Tom's back. Choice.
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 I'm just answering his comment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have a choice.
Banana.
Well, today's society, there's so many different dating apps out there that if let's just say I do one wrong thing, which happens in everyday married life. I do wrong things from time to time, and so does my wife, and that's okay, and we'll forgive each other about it. But in the dating society, you do one wrong thing, it's like I got the next guy. All right, I'm going on another date now. It's like it's too easy,
And is that necessarily a bad thing?
I wouldn't know anything about dating or any of that things, in the last few years. My general life, I found out one thing. There's no lady that's the same as the next lady.
Absolutely.
And I love ladies. I always have, and I always will. And I'm looking for a lady that not only is a lady, but also likes to dance and dinner and knows real
I
cuisine.
feel like this is an ad.
I know.
An dating ad.
Any ladies out there listening to
Right, yeah.
Drink Talk right now that are single and of age of
and loves to dance.
exactly.
I'm over 16, and I like to dance, and a few other things. But
Nowadays,
just-
you got to be 18, Tom.
18?
Yeah.
No.
I just
21 in here.
That's right. I can't come in here until I'm 21.
I just see back in the day, we'll just say 50 years ago, we'll just use that as a term. It was harder to get love, but easier to keep it. And nowadays, it's the other way around. It's easier to find love, but
Well, it
they'll
depends.
just throw it
But
away.
how do you find
Depends on
that's
the
not love? I don't
Yeah,
think you're finding love.
I was gonna say,
it's
yes.
easier to find.
You can
let's
find
just say,
lust.
sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lust.
And
Right.
one thing you don't
It's
see
lust.
as much anymore is like
2
people
months.
getting together in high school and staying all the way through with the world being more connected.
Yeah, my wife and I have known each other since we were 3 years old.
Oh, dang.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And there it is.
It doesn't. I'm gonna say we're an oddity. We're rare. That doesn't happen.
You don't see that a lot anymore at all.
No, the high school sweethearts. That's
Well, and
rare.
also the bigger the city, I think, the more that you get away from that. And I think it's a whole, as you said, a multitude of options situation going on, where it's always a grass is greener sort of situation. And so I can find something different.
Yeah.
So then
You're not making me happy, so I'm just going to move on. Thanks.
right. So then that,
Which
that
I would
tells
say
you love
again-
isn't there.
Your happiness is entirely dependent on you.
Right.
Correct.
And the fish. And the fish you eat.
Because there are lots of
I like
fish
crab,
out
actually.
there.
Yeah, because
like
the
fish.
rabbi taught us that. You eat the fish, you're happy.
That's right. That's right.
The fish ain't happy.
No, they don't love it.
No.
But you do. Are we winding down?
Yeah, I
on
think
this
so.
one?
I think we're good. I
Okay.
think that was nice.
I mean,
We kind of touched on.
I'm all loved out.
I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch this
Yeah.
and I'm gonna count how many times we actually say love.
Yeah.
How about how many times you say unpack?
So next time, so if you're watching this, not live, but if you go back and rewatch this, are we doing the drinking game? Like every time we say love,
Yeah,
you
you
do
gotta
it?
take a shot. Man, people are
I'm
gonna
not
be wasted.
playing that game.
We're gonna be wasted.
Yeah, right. Any final thoughts before we kind of wrap this up at all, or do you think we kind of touched on? That was a terrible segue. That was a terrible segue.
we don't want to touch on anything with love going on there.
Yeah.
Brian, what is Brian saying here? You can kind of see it better.
Hey,
than
run
me.
again. He's one of my military brethren. So,
Let's unpack it.
Yeah, let's see what he says here.
well, talk for a second. I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
'Cause I got to get closer because I'm old now.
I know, right? I was trying to do the same thing. I'm like, ooh. Got my glasses on and stuff.
Give it to Will.
Is there something wrong with
Tom's back.
I got you. What's your time?
hoorah?
There it is. There it is.
No, I'm Brian. I agree with you. Run again. He's talking about instant gratification, and true love is not instant gratification. True love takes work. You know, that's and we had talked about that earlier. About true love really is about giving, not just receiving.
Compassion.
Yeah. So people don't have time for that. They got to swipe left.
And what time for that? We got time for sweet and sour. We just do the sour.
Exactly.
Right.
We can't even. Yeah. Exactly. We got acronyms for everything because
Right.
we don't have time to pronounce everything. You know, for all that. So no, I completely agree.
Sometimes love hurts.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I just thought I'd put that out there.
Throwing that out there.
All right. Well, as we bring this one to an end, I want to thank you, Tyler, for hosting us again.
Yeah, thank
here
you guys. It's
for
always a
another
pleasure.
holiday. I know
Yeah.
we're a couple days past the holiday, but thank
yeah.
you for hosting us again.
Well, we
here.
were a couple days before the holiday the last time, so
Right.
we're just kind of doing the reverse effect.
It's the
Yeah.
whole Sunday thing.
Yeah, but apparently we have to do meaning of and we have to do holiday next time. So
All right, well,
So we'll see you on the 4th of July.
meaning of freedom.
Ooh. Yes, this country looks like it needs freedom.
Right.
That's,
There's another touchy subject.
We need to-
yes.
What-
Love, fear, freedom.
We need a couple of those poppers. Like,
Yeah,
Start lighting fireworks off in the bar.
exactly.
No.
Pyrotechnics, excellent.
Right.
And Will, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank
Tom,
you for having me
Tom,
on.
that was awesome.
Thank you for
hanging out,
dropping
Tom.
some wisdom on us. We really appreciate that. And Ryan, thank you for joining us from the gallows
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. So, the peanut gallery.
Stick
back
around.
there.
We'll probably
Yeah.
have one more drink.
Yeah,
So,
we might.
Yeah,
Maybe the
I
after
probably
talk.
will.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, we have been talking on for the love of.
for the love
For the
of.
love of. This has been episode 80 of Drink Talk. My name's Brian.
I'm Britt.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Will.
And Tom's
Tom's way over there.
Tom's over there. So thank you for joining us, and see us in 2 weeks.
For some sake.
Yes, we're gonna do we're gonna be going live from Hero, and we're doing a sake flight with
Yeah.
Charlie Yin from Hero. Should be an interesting time. He's
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night and a happy Valentine's Day if you had it. So.
Peace and love to all of you.
Exactly. We love ya. Good night.
Night.